Hello, investor. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're not just going to look at Visa. We're going to put its empire to the test. Visa has built one of the biggest strongholds in the business world, a real toll booth on the global economy. But today, this stronghold is under attack, and the attack is coming from all sides. On one side, we have government initiatives like PIX here in Brazil and similar systems popping up all over the world, which simply bypass the need for a card. On the other, a rise of fintechs and new technologies like open banking promise to create a financial system where Visa might become optional. The trillion-dollar question is Visa an unbreakable castle that will adapt and win, or are we watching the beginning of an empire's fall? In the next few minutes, we're going to break down this battle. We'll understand how Visa built its dominance, and then dive deep into each of the attack fronts threatening its future. Stay with me because this isn't just a company analysis, it's a peek into the future of money. Let's get started. Topic 1. The Fortress. How Visa built its empire. To understand the threat, we first need to understand Visa's power. Its business model is brilliant in its simplicity. It's not a bank, it doesn't lend money. It's a network, a technological toll booth. This bridge was built on an almost unbreakable pillar, the network effect. The more people use Visa, the more merchants accept it. The more merchants accept it, the more essential it becomes for consumers. It's a positive cycle that created a huge barrier to entry. The numbers prove this dominance. Over $13 trillion processed in 1 year. Over 50 million merchants. A market share of over 50% in most regions of the world. This gave Visa absurd operating margins of 67%. It's a true money-making machine. This is the Fortress. Powerful, profitable, and for a long time considered unassailable. But every empire faces its challenges, and Visa's are the most serious in its history. Topic 2. The Siege. A war on multiple fronts. Now, let's go to the battlefield. The war against Visa's dominance isn't happening on just one front, but on several, all at once. Battlefront 1. The Instant Payments Revolution, the PIX model. The first and most visible attack comes from instant payment systems, and PIX in Brazil is the perfect example. Launched by the central bank, PIX allows direct account-to-account payments 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for free for the consumer. The result? Massive adoption that directly attacked Visa's most vulnerable territory, the card's debit function. Every payment with PIX at the supermarket checkout, bakery, or gas station is a transaction Visa lost. It's revenue that disappeared. But here, the distinction is crucial. The PIX attack is much stronger on debit than on credit. The card's credit function still offers a package of advantages that PIX, in its current form, cannot easily replicate. First, credit itself, the ability to buy now and pay later. Second, installments, a key feature of Brazilian retail. And third, reward programs, miles, points, and cashback, which create a strong incentive for consumers to keep using their credit card. Even so, don't be fooled. PIX's success has become a manual, a blueprint that is being copied globally. India has UPI, the United States launched FedNow, Europe has SEPA Instant. Governments are building their own payment roads, reducing dependence on American giants. Battlefront 2, Open Banking and A2A payments, the silent threat. If PIX is the visible army, Open Banking is the spy infiltrating the system. Simply put, it's the technology that allows you to authorize third-party apps to initiate payments directly from your bank account. This is called account-to-account, a 2A payment. It completely removes Visa from the equation. Instead of building a single new road like PIX, Open Banking provides the tools for any fintech, any e-commerce, to build its own direct payment route, bypassing Visa's toll. It's a slower threat, but deeper and potentially more disruptive in the long run. Battlefront 3, the Fintech Uprising. Buy now, pay later, and super apps. The third front is the guerrilla warfare waged by fintechs. Buy now, pay later services like Klarna and Afterpay are redefining retail credit, especially for young people, offering simple installments without needing a traditional credit card. And we have super apps and digital wallets like Apple Pay, Google Pay, Mercado Pago. Today, most of them still use Visa's infrastructure behind the scenes. But the question is, for how long? With millions of users and a closed ecosystem, what's the incentive for them not to create their own payment systems or favor A2A transactions, which are much cheaper for them? Topic 3. Visa's counterattack. Can they buy victory? So is Visa just standing by watching its empire get attacked? Far from it. The company has a gigantic war chest, a solid financial balance sheet with very little debt and a brutal ability to generate cash. The question is, how it's using these weapons. Visa's strategy is to stop being the only road and become the best service company for all roads. They are investing heavily in a platform called Visa Direct, which allows real-time payments and in value-added services. The bet is this: even if payments go outside the traditional network, banks and merchants will still need security solutions, data analysis, loyalty programs, and fraud prevention. Visa wants to sell this expertise to the new ecosystem. It wants to be the intelligence and security layer on top of PIX and open banking. It's a crucial strategic shift, from charging a toll on volume to selling high-value subscription services. Plus, the company returns rivers of money to shareholders via stock buybacks, showing confidence in its future, but also raising the question of whether there aren't better investment opportunities to reinvent itself. Conclusion. The verdict. Is Visa a castle or a museum? We've reached the crucial point. Investing in Visa today is making a bet on what its role will be in the future. The optimistic view, the castle. Visa's brand, security, and global acceptance are irreplaceable. The new payment systems are fragmented and local. Visa will become the network of networks, the connecting fabric that offers security and global interoperability, and will remain extremely profitable by selling essential services. The fortress will adapt and stand strong. The pessimistic view, the museum. Visa's main source of revenue, transaction fees, is being fundamentally attacked. The new systems are cheaper and more efficient, and the trend is that they will become the standard. Visa will be forced to compete on price, its margins will shrink, and it will become a legacy technology, important but much less dominant and profitable. A beautiful museum of a bygone era. The reality will probably be somewhere in the middle. But the risk for the investor has never been so clear. The PIX phenomenon proved that Visa's moat, though wide, is not impassable. Now I want to know your opinion. Are you on Team Castle or Museum? Do you believe Visa can reinvent itself and dominate the new era of payments? Or is the advance of PIX and similar technologies the beginning of the end for its reign? Leave your verdict here in the comments. Let's discuss the future of this giant. If this analysis helped you see Visa's true challenges, give it a like so YouTube can share this content with more investors. And if you want to be ready for the future of investments, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Our next analyses are not to be missed. Thank you very much for your company. A big hug and happy investing.